Gentle brothers and beautiful sisters of the Tuck Shop family. Today, we will finally answer the age old debate that the streets have been having for decades. Today, we will finally crown, undoubtedly, the winner, the true king of R&B. Who are the two gentlemen we're talking about today? We're talking about Usher Raymond and Chris Brown. Christopher Brown. Now, in order to settle this debate, we might have to get a little bit technical. Entertaining, yes, but just a little bit technical. Let's sprinkle in just a little bit of technicality so that we don't botch this one up, so that we get this one right. I know people will have their favorites, so we're going to do this in the most fair way we possibly can. What is the criteria that we're going to use to crown the winner, you may ask? We're going to take into consideration things like vocal range, vocal quality, if you will, music quality, stage performance and presence, legacy, accolades, and their scandals, the events that tarnished these two gentlemen's legacies. So, let us not waste any more time. Let us jump straight into this one. Now, I must admit, this versus was quite difficult to crown a winner because, both Chris Brown and Usher are just so closely matched in almost every way. It's like splitting hairs trying to pick a winner because both of them do everything well, and I mean everything well. If you take stage presence and performance, for example, could you honestly determine who is the better, dancer? Who has the better rhythm, choreography-wise? You cannot. You cannot. It is extremely difficult. But we must be fair, okay? This is splitting hairs. So in terms of stage presence, I am going to pick Chris Brown. Sea Breezy. He is just that much more smoother in his choreographies on stage. He's just slightly the better dancer. Maybe that has a lot to do with him being much younger than Usher Raymond. He can just, pop and lock just a little bit more tighter than Usher Raymond can. I think that was fair. Usher fans, hear me out. That was fair. You please agree with this one, please. We're not done. The next category: vocal range, vocal quality. Who actually has the better voice? You do know the voice is an instrument in and of itself. Yes. So who has the better instrument vocally? In this category, I'm going to go with Usher Raymond. Yes, Usher Raymond is a better singer than Chris Brown. The quality is better. Yes, the quality is better. Usher is the better singer. Let us move on swiftly. Sticking on vocal performance, who actually makes the better music? Who makes the better music? Now, this one is extremely subjective. And I was almost going to call this one a tie. However, one thing that made me decide to not sit on the fence is the impact of the music and the content in the music. I will say Usher's music is just a little bit more impactful. Um, it is a bit more mature, and so it will mean more to people. If you take a song like Let It Burn or Confessions, that song had so much meaning and it is forever timeless because the subject matter, the content in it was so layered and deep. And so, wherever you are, whoever you are, such songs may have greater meaning even in your life. So, in terms of who makes a better music, I'm going to go with Usher Raymond. Although I do understand that this is subjective. Many of you might say, no, Chris Brown makes the better music. I will not fight you on that one. It's like I said, it is subjective. So I will not fight you on that one. Let us move on. Legacy and accolades. Who has won more awards? And who will leave behind a greater legacy? Now, we have to have a bit of context with this one. This one needs a little bit of context. As I was researching the endless awards both of these gentlemen have, something dawned on me. Two factors dawned on me. If you look at the Grammy Award category, for example, Usher Raymond has 8 Grammy Awards, while Chris Brown just has 1 Grammy Award. And that is not the only, category. Chris Brown has, I think, 11 BET Awards, while Usher has 18. Usher has 35 ASCAP Awards, 14 BMI Awards, 12 Soul Train Music Awards, 8 American Music Awards. The list goes on. What I'm basically saying is Usher has more accolades. He's the more decorated musician. Why? One reason is because Usher is the older artist. He's been in the game for a decade longer than Chris Brown. Usher's first album was dropped in 1994, self-titled Usher, while Chris Brown dropped his debut album in 2005, self-titled Chris Brown. So Usher has a 10-year gap, a 10-year head start on Chris Brown. So it would make sense that he is the more decorated, the more awarded musician. And B, we cannot ignore the elephant in the room. Chris Brown was involved in a career-altering scandal. We all know what that was. So let us move swiftly into that. Scandals. Scandals. Chris Brown, we know, on that fateful night in that Lamborghini with Rihanna, they had just attended an award show. And I believe Rihanna had been accusing Chris Brown of cheating on her. Chris Brown, of course, was denying the allegations. Rihanna started to get physical with Chris Breezy. Chris Brown, unfortunately, lost control and administered the beat on Rihanna. And that fateful event, I think, caused a blemish, cast a cloud over what could have been a Michael Jackson-esque career, which is why he's also not as awarded as Usher Raymond. I think the politics of those awards have played a part in Chris Brown not receiving just nearly as many awards as Usher Raymond, because his legacy is more tainted. It is more tainted. Usher has his scandals, but they're nowhere near the level of Chris Brown. Usher has had issues with being faithful in his marriages and relationships. His biggest scandal, I think, was a young lady had accused him of giving her the herpes, after they had shared a night together. And she sued Usher Raymond. I believe she lost that case. So that was a scandal, but like I said, it was not nearly as impactful as that of Chris Brown. So after being robust and conclusive with our categories, who do we say is the king, the true king of R&B? A friend of mine was saying, I don't know if he was trolling, he was saying it was R. Kelly. I don't know if he was trolling because when he said it, he didn't smile or laugh. He didn't let me know that he was joking. So, which led me to believe that, he's being serious. But of course, we cannot consider Robert Kelly for obvious reasons. So, we have our two finalists. Now, I must admit, I do believe that whatever bias you may have as the audience will be factored in by age. So, if you're a millennial and older, I think you're going to go for Usher. But if you're a younger millennial and then Gen Z, that, age range, you're going to go for Chris Brown. So I will be the voice of reason. I will wear, the hat of impartiality on this one. I promise. Okay? No feels. I'm not taking sides. The king of R&B has to be Usher Raymond. Yes, Usher Raymond. The biggest reason as to why this is certainly the case is because, like I said, Usher has had a 10-year head start over Chris Brown. He's just been doing it longer. They've been doing the exact same thing. It is just that Usher has been doing it longer. And Usher did not make the same mistakes that Chris Brown has made. Although I will urge the crowd, I will urge the audience to respect Chris Brown, okay? He is truly talented, okay? Whatever he did in his past, I think he has atoned, and enough time has passed for hearts to soften again and us to see his greatness for truly what it is. Chris Brown is an amazing gift to music. Yes, a gift. He's an amazing gift. I wanted to give you guys a list of their greatest hits, but this was going to be a 2-hour video for they only make hits. These men only make hit music. They don't make anything else but hits. So I didn't even bother. I was like, you guys already know the music. There's unless you're living under a rock. Okay? But the winner has to be Usher Raymond. Yes, he's been doing it longer. He's more decorated. Okay? His music is just a little bit more impactful, and he's just slightly the better singer. Although Chris Brown is the better performer. Undoubtedly so. Not to say that Chris Brown doesn't make great music or Chris Brown isn't decorated. It is just that, like I said, it was like splitting hairs. This verses was tough. I know some of you will be salty in the comments, but please be nice. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Till the next one. Tell me what you think about the verses. I'm going to do more of them. It's going to get spicy. Hit that subscribe so that you know when it's time to get spicy. Talk shop guy, yang.